WWFF Sanford.
From the Shades of Maine studios.
Great food, great prices, and an awesome staff.
Shades of Maine, the best.
This is 104.3 The Go.
Good times and great live music at Bentley's Saloon. Don't miss the Cruisin' Night Tuesday car show.
Can you and I be friends?
Here we go.
This is Mainely Motorsports, a comprehensive rundown of all the local racing action with your host, Steve Perry.
People tell me when they see me, you're the guy, the mainly guy.
Highlights, in-depth interviews, and stories behind the action. Add to the show at 207-324-1220. Live on the radio, live video stream, and on demand as a podcast.
My goal in life is to have an empire, my mainly empire.
Now, let's get local. Mainly Motorsports.
All right.
Well, we're here,
Here
and
we are.
we've already got bad news in the studio.
What's that?
Like
What?
Wednesday night was Andy Austin was coming out of
his truck.
retirement, right?
Yeah.
He was going truck racing, and now he's not.
Well, he can't. He's got a busy.
We stubbed a toe.
I'm
Right.
pretty sure that's not what happened.
Well, that's the story we're going with. Andy stubbed a toe, and he's.
But he's going to in September. So.
Yeah, he's going to in September.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
does he know September's next week? So he's going to have to, like.
All I know is he can't this week, so that's fine.
Yeah, but he's so all you people that were all excited to go see Andy Austin this Wednesday at Star Speedway, you're gonna have to get a rain check, and Andy will be there in September, and we will keep you posted on. He's got a deal worked out with Kyle Chandler, and he's gonna be in the truck, right?
That's what he
Right?
says.
Like he's the second coming of Dale Jarrett, so he's gonna be in the
Woo-hoo.
truck. So
Yeah.
So
It'll be exciting when it happens. Well,
Uh,
and you know what? He's going to wait because this week there's a lot to talk about with New Hampshire. The big cup
everything.
race, everything over there. We got the 250. We got all these things to talk
Yeah.
about. He doesn't want to be overshadowed. He's going to wait till he has his own week.
Oh, okay. Is that
That's
what it
how I
is?
see it.
Oh, you're sticking up for him?
Oh yeah,
Jeez.
he's a busy guy.
Oh, yeah. We got Pat Tangway in the studio. He's got a big event coming up. Probably not the event he wants to be doing, but it is what it is. And he's got that. And Tristan, the last time I saw her, it was 2 nights ago, she was choking, puking, hacking.
It was
and
terrible.
yeah.
She still sounds it.
If you ever had to race while throwing up, you know what I went through.
Did you throw up in your helmet?
No, I made myself get it all out before I got in the car.
So
It was
Poor
bad.
thing.
There was a nice group of girls hanging out at the trailer next to me. They had their chairs set up, having a fun time, and I'm throwing up next to them, and they're kind of giving me the side eye. A little concerned. I had to tell them, I said, I'm so sorry. I'm so sick.
Oh.
I felt so bad for everyone that had to be around me that night.
But you
You still got it done. You went out and beat who you wanted to race
you
against.
beat
That was
the old
my
man,
goal.
right? How much
Yeah.
did that cost you?
He said he wasn't giving anything to her.
Honestly, I haven't heard much about it from him since. I think if he would have finished in front of me, I sure would have heard about it.
Yeah,
but,
he wouldn't have stopped, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was hoping to have a better finish. We finished 9th and 10th, and I was hoping to be a little more closer to the front, but we both had a pretty bad heat race. I didn't even get one lap in before I was.
Well, he got
back
wrecked
in
on
my
the last
car.
lap of his heat, and you got
Yeah,
wrecked on the first lap of your heat.
I don't know
so-
what's worse, but
Were you in separate heats?
Yeah. Yeah. So I creeped my car in and called it a night for the heat. And then we both started in the back of the feature, which honestly, I'll take it because either way that night, I just wanted to race kind of side by side with my dad at some point. So if one of us has to start in the back, I'd rather start back there with him just to have a chance to rough him up a little bit. But no, it was fun.
Yeah, no, and I didn't even know until I got home because I was, obviously watching the race for the win and all the battle that was
because I'm
going
telling
up
you
front.
what I was just following race monitor. I wasn't able to go, and so I'm talking to him about what could have happened, and why did they start out back, and how was the race, and he was like, well, I was watching the leaders. I was like, you were what?
Yeah, I didn't realize there was a battle going on for ninth.
Oh, yeah, there definitely was.
I didn't know you passed him at the end. So,
Yeah.
no, good job. You accomplished your goal.
I sure did.
So
I think I said last week, I don't care if it's first and second or last and second to last. Either way, I want it to be me in front of my dad. So
Yeah.
you did it.
I had to do it.
And you had a full field of them. I mean, it was
Yeah.
18 of them. There was it paid $750 to win, which is pretty good for that division. Mad Bombers, Ridge Runners, whatever they call them, slingshots. You know, you had a couple of outsiders, and usually you're the only girl in the field.
Yeah.
But Callie Osborne came over, and she put on a good show.
Yeah, she does good. I like racing with her.
Yeah, and I think I saw this week on social media that she's making the trek to go up to Oxford this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
I've wanted to do that, just not really in the right position to yet. But so that's cool. I'd like to see some of our people kind of go there and see what happens.
yeah, so I don't think they got anything special going on other than the fact that it's a marquee event, and you're going to race on the undercard. You know what I mean? And so the 250s this weekend, which we'll talk a lot about that throughout the show, and the other divisions, they get to race on the undercard, and I think the Slingshots, Ridge Runners, Mad Bombers got 2 races, I think Friday night and Sunday, so they got a great opportunity to race in front of a big crowd up there at Oxford, and I think maybe there is one night that there is some extra money on the line, so that's a big deal, and I know she's making the trek up there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a few other people from Lee or Star make the trek up there to Oxford. So pretty good, and honestly, the whole night at Lee was pretty good racing.
Yeah.
And they were, I think, what they have, Pat, 12 super modifieds, the big blocks.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
And, people kind of get down on that when they don't have a full field. But I'm here to tell you, from lap 25 to lap 75, Jeffrey Battle and John McKennedy
You said that was quite the race.
put on a heavyweight fight. That was a heavyweight fight without throwing punches.
Yep.
I mean, they, inside, outside, John made Jeff earn it. And they got in the lap traffic, and John got the lead back, and then Jeffrey, climbed back up on the wheel. And, I mean, you didn't know who was going to win until they come off the 4th turn on lap 75. I mean, that's what you want to see in racing. And then with only having 12 cars, sometimes that can be a snoozer. But those guys, 2 professional race car drivers right there, did a great job and kept you on the edge of your seat for like I said, from lap 25 to lap 75. I mean, those guys really did a great job. And, the NEMA Lights, NEMA Midgets, and you guys, Tristan, were the only full-fended cars there that night.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. The Ridge Runners are a pretty strong division at Lee, or at least growing out of their weekly division. So I think it was cool. I don't think we were originally supposed to race that night, but I think it was awesome to kind of throw us in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was talking to some people down the bar, and throughout the night, I think what's, I don't want to say they've got it figured out, but,
Seems
the
like
last...
the end of the season, more and more people are going. You said it was a decent crowd.
And the last time we were there was the night we raced, and they're on to something. It's like the weekly show isn't working there. They gotta
They have to add in.
Yeah, they got to do the big events with the big block supers, the 350 super, and which that race, James Whitcomb picked up the win.
And is that a Red McDonald car?
Yeah, Red McDonald owns
cool.
it. So very popular win, and it's funny that him and Jeffrey Battle are cousins, and
right.
I saw a post that they both started out their racing careers in the Ironman cars, so
oh really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, so I talked to Red. Where I was sitting was right in the front row of bleachers, so Red walked down to victory lane, and when he come back, he stood and talked to me for a little bit, and I'm pretty happy, talking about the young man that drives for him, and it's not like he's got double-digit wins in his career, so pretty exciting, I mean, we've all won races, you know what I mean, and but some are more special than others,
I think he just got his first win 2 weeks ago at Star, so here he is.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, he's got his second career win.
Oh,
so
wow.
good.
Very
and then,
cool.
and Ollie Silver Night, you know what I mean? So
Big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And then when you win in front of a bigger crowd than normal, on a bigger night, and that race has still got some luster. I mean, it's lost a little bit. I mean, I remember years ago when Bentley would bring all the motorcycles.
I was going to say, did you guys see who was in attendance at Lee?
Wasn't
Bentley
was
Warren.
there.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Yeah, he loves the super modified. As a matter of fact, somebody, when he walked by me, somebody ran out of the bleachers and wanted to take a selfie with him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was pretty funny. But, yeah, remember when they used to bring the motorcycles?
Yeah.
Oh, that was fun. I've done it. I've done that
Yeah,
ride.
yeah.
Yeah.
Take the motorcycles around the track and all that, you know. So, no, so that it was a good night for them, you know, good crowd. And
Yeah, it was definitely
you know,
good to see. You don't want to see any track struggle, so it's always good, especially for me. That's my home track, like your Beach Ridge, so it's good
Yeah.
to see it coming back.
Yeah, no, and like you said, you know, you need that. Everybody needs a good, you know, a good night where the track does well, and like you said, that's your home track. And when did you start your racing career?
98, I actually got a Ford Escort that couldn't get out of its own way, so we just left it at the racetrack. I pulled the battery out, and it stayed at the track. I'd come back next week with 5 gallons of gas and charge the battery, and let's go.
Really?
Yeah.
So what class was that? Like
Roadrunners back then.
really?
Yep.
So 98, that was what, almost 20 years ago?
Yeah.
30 years ago?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first year. Then after that, we went, I got a Mustang, and then I think it was in 07 when you moved into the hobby stocks.
Really?
Yeah.
So then you've just been picking away ever since?
Picking it away, yeah. Just my dad started in 92, was his very first year racing at Lee.
Yeah.
I remember when he first started, we come in from practice, we're watching people measure tires, checking air pressure. He goes, what the heck are they doing over there? He didn't know. We just got into it because he loved racing, so he went and tried it.
Yeah. No.
That's funny.
So I was gonna ask, how did Luke Tangway get into racing?
Him and my mom actually met at Riverside Speedway because my dad's from Canada, so he used to go there and had some friends that raced and kind of wanted to get into it. So he had a Nova that he actually would do the spectator drags with, and that kind of got him going on that. He moved down here and he did a little bit of ice racing in Milton, and then he goes, yeah, I got to go asphalt racing. So
You got to do it.
got to do it.
And probably just like every other person that ever did it, thought it was easy.
Oh, yeah.
Till they do it. Yeah.
You know, you're in the grandstands. Oh, how hard can it be? You hit the gas to the floor
Yeah.
and turn left. That's
Yeah.
all you got to do.
Yeah, we've all won races from one red light to
Yeah.
the next. You know what I mean? And yeah, nope. And then he was hooked, right?
Oh, yeah. Ever since. He loved racing so much, and just like the family atmosphere of just all the friends that we made. We'd hang out with him even during the winter.
Yeah.
Back, I remember growing up, he used to have a camper that we had out back in the camping area. And at the end of the night, we'd pack up all the cars, we'd go to the camper, and there'd probably 20, 30 other people come out there, and 4 of the race teams, and just party till the sun come up almost every Friday night.
Well, and it's funny as we grow older, you know what I mean? We talk about that. You know, I'll go to a pass race now or a track, and I'll come home and I'll say to her, I said, I didn't even watch a race till there was 2 features left because I spent all the time walking through the pits and seeing my friends and catching up with people. And you know what I mean? Because you've just met so many people over the years and you've made so many friends, and you know what I mean? It's just, racing is a family.
Oh, 100%. As you made so many good friends that I still keep in touch with that don't even live in the area, but you still reach out and keep in contact with and all that stuff just because it's a great bond.
Yeah. And then, which brings us to, you know, the biggest reason you're here today is to talk about and promote the memorial race that's coming up, which, you know, long before it was Luke Tangway involved in that, or, you know, it was the Lance Davis Memorial. And your dad was the driving force behind that.
Yeah, this year will actually be the 23rd annual Lance Davis Memorial. I remember growing up, my dad and Lance raced against each other, and he lived in the same town. So every Saturday morning, Lance would come over and debrief how Friday night went. He'd have a big old can of Foster's, and they'd kind of bench race and figure out what they could do for the next week to make both cars better.
Yeah.
And then when Lance passed away, my dad said, yeah, we're doing a 50 lap. Him and I think it was Ron Bolduc, they kind of spearheaded it. And like I said, ever since then, every year it's been trying to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And this year, after my dad passed, Bobby Weber reached out probably 3 days afterwards and said one of the guys that we race against reached out to him and says, we need to make this race bigger. So some of the star competitors put their own money up to sponsor the top 5 payouts for that night. And then we just sold all the 79 laps, and we've had a bunch of money coming in for different bonuses for this or that. So it's been pretty good. It should hopefully be a good show, get a good car count.
Yeah. And you know, when people realize and know, you know, how much your dad gave back, you know what I mean? And, you know, being involved in that, they all want to jump on board now, you know what I mean? And
it's been kind of overwhelming to see the amount of people that have reached out and kicking in money. Like Joe Janess gave $1,000 to give a $250 bonus for 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. So everybody wants to make it so it's not always top heavy, because that's a lot how the big races are.
Right.
Make the
and
guys
that makes it important for those guys.
That'll bring more guys in because, you know,
They
everybody.
feel like they got something.
We
for
all
the-
think that we got a chance to win, but we all know in our mind, like,
They just want to support the race.
I'm not
but-
going to beat
yeah.
this guy or that guy. But now when we look and say, wow, that's where I'm going to run, you know, there's a little bit of extra bonus back there, you know.
When you think about it, the guy that's going to come in and finish 12th pay the same amount of money as the guy that ended up winning, and they might not go home the same paycheck. Now they have a chance to get a little extra money so they can maybe come back another week and keep their racing going for the season or
Right.
whatever.
I think that's really important because you know what? Usually the person who's in first place probably doesn't need the extra cash. There's probably a reason someone in 9th, 10th could have used a little bit more money, probably made them go a little faster. So I think it's really cool that people are putting money towards kind of
The
mid-pack.
mid-pack,
And
yeah.
Well, that helps, and that'll bring them back to another race.
Correct.
That I've always said that. You know, you put the money throughout the field because that guy that's going to win, he's coming back next week. If all you give him is the trophy, he's coming back because they got the money. You know what I mean? Yep. But you get that money and spread it through the field.
They're gonna buy
That'll bring
another
those
tire.
guys.
Yeah.
That'll give them the tire to go to the next race. You know what I mean? And and I think that's great. What you know. Falling a lot on you now, whereas it was always Dad. Now it's falling a lot on you. You know.
I didn't realize how much work went into it because it was his deal. He took care of it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be there with the race car and all that stuff. But now to see on the backside of it, it's crazy to see how much goes into it to promote it. And he always said, he goes, anything ever happens to me, you better keep this race going.
so Pat, correct me if I'm wrong, but everyone who's thrown some money towards this race, none of them have said, if there's such many cars, you know, if there's 20 cars, then I'll give you a $500. Nope. This has all been however many are out there.
Yeah, no matter what. We got one, like Ron Bulldog put up $100 for the last car in the lead lap. There's another spot that's going to pay $500 cash on top of wherever they finish. We're not going to say that number. It's already picked, so that way that nobody does anything funny. Try to figure it out. Yeah.
So this isn't my day, but I'm going to get that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we've all played that game. So.
Yeah, and the race is coming September 5th.
September 5th, yeah.
Coming right up.
Yeah.
So it's going to be some good paydays for people to help them get to the Star Classic for the next weekend, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. Roll it right over.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So how many laps is the race?
It's 79 laps.
Oh, so
and we sold all 79 laps, $25 a lap for leader money and all that stuff. And we have a bunch of other contingency bonuses for a hard charger. Somebody did put up $1,000 if you're supposed to start on the pole and you elect to go last and you win.
Wow.
$1,000 bonus.
Nice.
Even if you take the challenge and you don't win, he's still going to give you $100 extra.
Nice.
So at least it incentivizes it to make it a good race. So hopefully we get a good car count and it all pays off.
So if somebody wants to add to this race, how can they do that? Can they reach out to you?
Yeah, they can reach out to myself through Facebook or whatever. You can reach out to Bobby Weber. Any of us. We'll get whatever we got to do to make it bigger and better.
And one of the unique things, and this has always been what they've done, is you guys stop the top 10 after the race and give them awards. They get trophies,
All the way through. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
top 10
It's always
huge.
been to see 10 drivers at the end of a race, because
Not
usually you
just
get the
the
top
three,
three,
yeah.
and those top three are always happy unless second move the winner or whatever. But they're always on the podium at the end of the race, so they're always happy. But to stop 10 guys, or it could be gals, at the front stretch after and have them posing with their hardware, and really, I mean, we're racing, but at the end of it, we're celebrating, two guys, that Lance Davis and Luke Tangway, that were a big part of this level racing. That's pretty cool.
And let's face it, not everybody's ever going to win a feature. So you got a guy that finishes 6th, might be his best night. If he can go away with a trophy, that's a win for him. We've all had that spot where anything helps.
Some extra money and get the pose on the front stretch, maybe get interviewed and just
we've said
be a
this
part of
time
it.
and time again, especially when they only give first place the trophy in the interview. The second and third might never win. And now, like you said, all the way through 10th, it's their night.
Yeah.
Well, think about it, too. Look at the stories you can tell if you bring home a trophy and you're 6th. And that's a conversation starter for whoever stops by or whatever. So it's always nice to have them and kind of remember what happened that night or whatever.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and take a minute to go to commercial break and thank our sponsors. We have Bentley's Saloon and
Shane's of
Shane's
Maine.
of Maine.
The ice cream man.
All right. We're going to take a minute and then we'll be back.
Good times and great live music at Bentley Saloon. Don't miss the Cruisin' Night Tuesday car shows. Every Tuesday from 5 to 7 through September 22nd. Free to the public, no entry fees, kids welcome. And when you enter one of the shows, you'll have a chance to win a $50 gift card and receive a ticket for a chance to win a garage toolbox. Toolbox winner from San Napa will be announced at the end of season car show. And remember, at Bentley's, who has more fun than us? I need to let you in on a little secret here. For those of you that don't know about this place, you got to check it out. It's right next to Shane's of Maine in Sanford. Matter of fact, it's attached to it. It's called River Junction Brewing. I mean, it's really cool. You can sit, enjoy a beverage. You can order a Shane's of Maine food item, and it gets delivered to you while you enjoy the game, you solve the world's problems, whatever it is you do. Shane's of Maine and River Junction Brewing. You can find them at 1491 Main Street in Sanford. Shane's of Maine, the best.
And now, back to Mainly Motorsports.
All right. Now we're back.
There we go.
So let's go over some race results. I was at Lee on Friday night, so we'll start there. In the 350 Supers, we had James Whitcomb in the number 45. In the Nemas, we had Randy
Cabral. Yep.
Cabral in the number 74. Nema Lights, we've got Zach Martinez in the number 7. In the Nest Super Modifieds, we have Jeffrey Battle in the number 14. And in the Ridge Runners, we had Brian Caswell in the number 47.
And then 9th was Tristan Bodwell.
And
And 10th was
10th was Robbie Bodwell.
Great
And
job.
if,
Not to rub
Everybody.
that in,
yeah,
right?
and if it was 2 more laps, it wouldn't have been Brian Coswell, right?
I think it was pretty close there at the end, he said,
Yeah, it was.
when I was chatting with him last time.
His car
but,
was starting to sound like you, choking and puking.
hey,
Poor
you know,
thing.
And then
doing
it would
the
have
best
been.
I can
Then it
over
would have
here.
been your nemesis, the 73 of Josh Austin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he allowed you to race a half a lap in the heat.
That was
Took
big
me
of him.
right out.
Yeah.
All I want to know is after he took you out, did he come over and give you a hug and
Make sure
and
you
help
know
you out of the
It was
car?
pretty
and the-
close. He asked if I wanted to punch him in the face, and I threw a couple of fists, and then we were
Oh, wait,
good.
no, you didn't remember you weren't in Hudson?
No, yeah, we weren't at Hudson, so we
Oh, it's
couldn't
got to
take
be
it
on
on
the front stretch.
Yeah, we kept
Hudson.
this one in the pits.
I always remember back when the last year of Beech Ridge when he ran Thursday Thunder, and they were racing, and they come through into the 3-turn, and there was a hole for like a quarter of a car, and he stuffed his car in there and caused this guy to flip over, right, down over the 3 and 4 turn. Then he jumps out of his car that he'd wrecked and jumps over to help this guy out of his car. And like the announcer, I think his name was Andy Austin, made a big deal about this, like he was being so. What is the word they use when people are nice? You never use it to me, but what is like?
I know, 'cause-
like sportsmanlike, right?
yeah, you're
like
never
look
that.
at the sportsmanlike. Like I'm thinking to myself,
such a hero.
sportsmanlike. If he
Hero.
didn't,
Yeah.
if he didn't do that, there wouldn't be no wreck.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't have to help the guy out of the car, right? Like he's the one that causes the problem. But anyway,
Trying to
All right,
avoid that.
Josh, you owe me a hug and a new wheel, a tire, and a tie rod.
There you go.
well, he finished second, so he must have got like $500. But anyway, so you
All
got
right,
Jeffrey's
so Jeffrey,
results.
Jeffrey, he's
We're gonna see Jeffrey this
I know, I'm
weekend.
so excited.
Jeffrey and Min.
Min and the whole gang. Can't wait. So he sends us Riverside Speedway, and I don't have my glasses, so I'm trying to read this. North Country Ford late models. was-
72 years old. It's not bad for 72. What?
Yeah. Anyway, in the late models was Luke Shannon, and the Daredevils, Landon Brown. Moving on here. The Lightning for us, Chris Cass. The Crown Vics, they got a good run of them. Todd Darrington. The Bone Stock for us, Blake Normand. And Dad's 4x2s Madix Mad Dogs was Blake Normand.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you, Jeffrey, for doing that. We appreciate it, and can't wait to
We'll see you guys this weekend.
maybe have a cocktail or two together.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you're going to have a cocktail. That's right.
I'm on
I
vacation.
might drink this weekend, too.
No,
I
you
announced
will
that
not.
last night.
No, you will
I
not.
announced that at the
No,
party Sunday
no,
night.
no.
I might.
Well, how are you going to drive back to the hotel? Because
I'll find somebody to drive me.
No, we're done. No.
We're done?
Well,
we're going to break up on air?
Well, we could.
I've already got my new house cleaner.
Well, I already know that I got plenty of, just waiting. So
Plenty of waitings.
I got people waiting.
Oh, yeah, they're waiting.
So,
Okay.
Steve, if you drink this weekend, what kind of division you're going to come out in
Right,
next year?
yeah.
then?
So
here's
we're
the-
at Loudon the other day, right?
See
So-
how he has an answer for
Oh,
you?
oh, yeah, trust
there's
me.
always a story.
So we're at Loudon the other day, so I go see the king, right?
The king.
Mike Rowe. So he says to me, "Are you all done racing? Or are you going to race again?" I said, "Mike, if I race again, it's right here in a Super Late model in Loudon." He said, he turns around, because usually he just looks at you. He literally turns around in his seat. "Perry, are you crazy?" Then he goes, before I even could say anything, he goes, "Never mind. And now I remember who I'm talking to."
Yeah.
So,
But yes.
I don't think we could get that fire suit off the mannequin.
No,
I think she glued it,
I glued it,
welded it, stapled it,
it.
nailed it. It ain't coming off.
No.
So no, I'm good. I think
You enjoyed what you did, and
I-
it was a good run. So.
yeah, so much. Yeah, I had so much fun that night, Pat. I can't even explain to you.
He had so much fun, not really racing. He had so much fun walking around in a fire suit.
like that little kid when
thinking-
he puts his Halloween suit on.
That's what it was.
Waiting for it to get dark so
No,
he can go out trick or treating.
Seriously, he was like, "Well, let's go take a walk to the bar." He's never said that.
Yeah,
Ever.
I just wanted people to see me. Like,
Listen, he is not the only one. I know a lot of racers who love being a race car driver.
In their fire suit.
As in having the suit on and telling people they're a race car driver.
yeah, Lyman McKeag for
Oh,
years at Beechridge. For years.
But Lyman can get it done.
He used to wear his fire suit from the pits, and he'd come over in the grandstands, and he would literally walk in front of the grandstands and
And
just
everybody would
look
like,
up in the stands
"Ooh,
just
this
to make sure like people would recognize him.
There's a race car driver.
Or if he'd won that feature, he'd be carrying his flag and his trophy still. Like, there were no, I weren't carrying which I could have built a trophy and lugged it.
I'm surprised you didn't, because there's another story for that
Yeah.
one. But anyway, we got more results.
I got more results. Over at Unity at the dirt track, Drew Overlock was the team winner. Fast Fours was Carl McAlpine. Four-Cylinder Warriors was Ben Audette. Junkyard Stocks was Guy Stevens. Pearl Fours was Ethan. I can't read your writing.
I can't either. I don't know.
Ethan LaChance.
Ethan did a great job.
Ethan something. Ladies Pure Stock was Samantha Chapman. Rookies was Hunter Giroux. And the Crown Vics was Waylon Jagier. And then Wiscasset was in action on Saturday night. Thunder 4 Minis was Derek Cook. 207 Crate Mods was Brad Babb. Super Streets was Kevin Douglas. Pro Stocks was Logan Melcher. Jay Plummer won the Four-Cylinder Pros. And we got to give a little shout out to one of our little guys that left our go-kart track. And he's had a learning curve this year in the Four-Cylinder Pros, but he did pick up the heat win in the Four-Cylinder Pros.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, and the whole family was excited, and that's Austin Spencer. So they're getting ready. This isn't their big weekend, but right after this, the next weekend is their
Liberty
Boss
weekend
Hog.
is the Boss Hog.
Is their Boss Hog, and that's kind of their, that and the Coastal are their two big weekends, and so that'll be a big thing for them. And
there's a lot that goes on that day.
yeah, the same weekend as you have the Lance Davis, Luke Tangway Memorial that night, they do a cancer walk on that morning. It's a fundraiser for Dean Snell Cancer Foundation, and that's to help people with living expenses that are living with cancer. And
Penny Charette does.
Penny Charette, which
she's a go-getter. I
yeah,
mean,
she runs the kids club up there, and she does so much for what they do with the kids and giving the bikes away every week and everything. So she runs
puts
that
her
whole,
heart and soul
that
into
whole
this
program.
fundraiser. And
yeah, so that's that morning. So same thing. They look for donations and
yeah, and I mean, we'll have another week to talk about it, but we want to make sure people are understanding it's coming up.
yeah. So that's their weekend. The Labor Day weekend.
It's Labor Day weekend.
Labor
Yeah.
Day weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's all we got for results this week. It was kind of a light week.
Well,
I
because
remember.
I hear there was something going on over at Loudon, so.
Oh yeah. And the modified race, Andy Austin was up in the booth, right?
Yeah,
And
him and Pete.
yeah, they got rain with about 70 laps into it. I actually got up and I said, "It's drizzling. A little bit harder drizzle than they can race in. I'm out of here." So I walked down the bleachers. I got to the bottom. They threw the caution. So I said, oh, that's good. But they did end up drying the track. And
Yeah, because then you called me and you wanted to give you.
yeah. So Debbie talked me through the rest of the race after they dried it.
I mean, it was a great race. I love the mods anyway. I wish I could have been there, but that was a great race.
Yeah. And it was
Again, John McKennedy.
John McKennedy. So he had a great weekend, and he was pretty excited because, like he said, he's won down there in the tour type mods, the MRS, the open mods, but he's never won
At
NASCAR
Loudon.
mod on, you know what I mean? On
Which is more
NASCAR
like your
day.
home and he's from Mass, so yeah, home
so
track. And
to win on NASCAR day, he's won at Loudon with the other ones, but to win on NASCAR weekend,
yeah.
You know, so he
Big
was
deal.
pretty excited about that. And the finish, I didn't see it, but I
it
heard
was
about it.
back and forth. I mean, they put on a battle. It was a great race.
Yeah, yeah, and they all, you know, they all raced good, you know, and but
I
that,
mean, a little bumping, but
that mod race is,
That's the best race. Of
I
the
think it's
weekend.
the best race of the weekend. Yeah.
yeah. And then I read somewhere on social media where the Cup guys, they were talking to Larson and Blaney and some of the other ones, Stenhouse, and they said, we don't miss it. We watch it. And even Larson said, so one of these years I got to get up in the stands and watch it from that other side, you know. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And the truck race was typical truck race, you know. But, you know, one of the, not local to us, but a New Englander, Michael Christopher.
Yeah, that would have been kind of
had a good weekend, you know, top 10 in both races. So, you know, everybody was kind of pulling for him.
I think he's going to go somewhere. He's doing really well. If he gets that truck ride, it'd be good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just getting the opportunity to, you know, the doors to open, you know. So.
Do you want to hear about a opportunity that I had recently?
Yeah, absolutely.
It I don't know how it makes me feel, almost a little depressed rather than. I got a call from a marketer and manager of drivers from down south, and he works with a well-known team and driver development program. And it was a pretty cool opportunity that if I go down there, I can test a limited late model down at Hickory. And if everything goes well, they'd like me to run a season with them. About $140,000 for that first test in a 10-race season.
Test. Oh, my.
Test where?
Hickory.
All right,
So,
people.
just to test.
Venmo.
It's $100.
No. Just the test, the original test is $6,500. And then they'd like me to do a 10-race first season
For
$13,000 for each race. I wanted to cry when I was on the phone because you think this is like some cool dream opportunity,
right?
like this is my
But
chance.
people aren't realizing.
And then
it's
they hit
still
me with
money.
the numbers.
It's
yeah,
still money.
And I said, "Where are drivers getting this money from?"
Right.
And he said, "Well, it doesn't have to be your money. It could be mom or dad's."
So did you say, listen, my dad comes and knocks on my door when he needs a tie rod?
For my nephew.
I was very honest. I told
explained
him
your
I do not
situation.
have that money, and
The steakhouse across the hood.
They sponsor another race car, not me. But yeah.
No, it's crazy.
I don't think people realize it's still money. You know, I mean,
It
some
is a
people
lot.
do
It's
say,
so much.
"Oh, it's the people with money that get to do it, not the people with talent."
Well,
And here's the opportunity. You're totally marketable.
Yeah.
You got your age going for you. You know, nothing wrong with your looks. You have great talent. No, but I mean, that's what they're marketing.
Yeah.
Let's face it, right? That's what they're marketing.
I mean, it is pretty cool. They did explain how they found me kind of through social media and
Which
have
you've been doing a great job.
watched
Yeah.
kind of how I've been doing around here and how I interact with people. So it's really cool to see that. I mean, even that was kind of like a pick for them, but it's a hard stop when the numbers come out. So
if there's anyone listening
that has a ton of money
that just wants to throw it at Tristan's racing career,
it's just crazy that the money that they require down there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
and they think of it as so matter of fact because there's so many people that can do it.
And not only that, but I'm kind of picking up everything here and moving down there. You know,
And you're a family girl.
I am.
I'm like, you got your Bentley, you
know.
got your nephew.
Well, I was thinking that. How's Bentley gonna race if I'm not up here? You know, and
See,
that's a commitment I've already started. I'm not willing to just drop.
Steve's looking at me and you're like, what? Because we are family girls. We
I
do
know.
for our family's important.
It's hard.
And she can't move them all down there.
Yeah.
So
Well, sometimes I
because
have
Bentley probably would do well racing down there.
right. Well, so here's my dilemma: is like I want to try so hard for myself with this stuff, like. But do I save a sinking ship, or do I put it all into like someone like Bentley
You gotta
who's like
enjoy
ready
you.
to
You
go?
gotta do
you
it
know?
for you too.
But,
Yeah. Don't
It's
ever
hard.
regret.
but
No, it's what people. It's what normal people do. And I'm sorry, but a lot of times female. It's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
It's the nurturing side.
another hard part of it was I asked about kind of who would be able to go with me, and kind of explained that my father plays a big part in helping me, and I would want him there, and he could come watch on race day from the grandstands.
No,
But he would not be allowed
He
with
would
me.
be part of the team.
Yeah, so that's kind of another hard. It makes me realize kind of maybe that's not what I want if that's where it goes.
So
you know?
here's what I don't think people understand. The next level is business. It's a business. It's not.
It's not back. We're talking our family and racing, and like he said, we've done this. We've all grown up at the racetracks. It's family, and then down there, it's business.
It's a business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I used to, without going into names, I used to say to young drivers, that had success, and then I'd say, where you're going to struggle is you got baggage, and the baggage you have is family, your family. You know what I mean? Because you have all the right pieces, you do all the right things, you say all the right things, you market yourself right, but then you have some baggage that is flipping out over here and is doing this and doing that, and not that that's the case
not
here.
Tristan's.
That's not the case here, but we're just talking the local level, you know what I mean? But that's what happens in some cases, you know what I mean? And then, but we talk about sponsors and just trying to. And I've said for years, I don't care if I'm a business and I'm going to sponsor somebody. You win in races. I don't care about that. That don't matter to me. I don't care about you winning races. It's what you do off the track. It's what you do, how you present yourself around the track. Those are the things that I care about. You win a race, that's a bonus to me. That's like, I bought a new truck and you threw the mud flaps in. That's a bonus. I'm not sponsoring you because you win races. I know there are sponsors that care about that. They want to see their name in lights. I don't want to see my.
Well, you'd have to have a whole lot of money to not care about winning.
I want to see my
because
name
the
in
end
lights
result
for the right
is
reason.
you still got to win
You're
a race.
basically an ambassador for them, so you
Yeah.
have to promote it.
I've
Like,
always said
Well,
that,
we've seen some young talent. We have our own Jace. Like, there's young talent throughout Maine and New Hampshire, but how far you can go because we're limited on how many weeks we race a year, the type of cars we race compared to what they're racing down south. So if you're a young kid going and racing, we don't even have the same kind of racing, and then you're going down there to make a name for yourself and you're racing against NASCAR kids. You're racing against money. And kids with talent.
Yeah.
But they have more
they got
opportunity.
money and talent,
and they're racing
9-10 months a year
compared to 4. So there's a lot.
But I always say the way you present yourself that carries some weight. Obviously, you need a little cash too, but that carries some weight. And I'll never forget. There was probably a couple months ago we had 3 or 4 of our go-kart track kids go to Claremont and race, and then they got their awards, and then they were all up on their little podium thing getting their awards. The 3 kids that went from our track were up on there getting their awards, still in their fire suits. Representing their sponsors.
Yes.
Getting their fire suits. The other kids, and I got nothing wrong with it. They were in their shorts and their flip flops and their tank tops and whatever they had, but not our guys. They wore their fire suits right to the end. You know what I mean?
People,
representing their team, their sponsors, and
their families,
and doing. And those are little things. And Sandy Haley is huge
she's
on
huge
that
on
stuff.
it.
Like when she's out there taking pictures and trying to make sure they're zipped up and all that stuff.
All the
and
things.
Those are little things. Those are things that you don't have to spend money on. That's just
correct. Yeah.
That's just normal stuff. Zip your fire suit up. Look presentable. And I'll never forget. Now Jeff Dickerson, he owns Spire Motorsports. He came to my first ever Northeast Motorsports Expo. I hired him to do a spotter seminar and a driver development deal. So before he was at the time, he was Kyle Busch's spotter, and he was starting out in this other stuff. And he did a driver development deal, and he was in there talking, and the go-karters and all these 15 and 16-year-old kids, and talking, how do we get down south and how do we do this and how do we do that? And he said marketability and presentability and all that. And everybody's just sending him the stuff. And he said, we won every go-kart race this year. And, you think you're the only kid that's winning go-kart race. Everybody's winning all their go-kart races, And, and then they come in and they got the funny colored hair and their hat's crooked and they got earrings and, you know what I mean? And, no. And it's what he said in the meeting. And I'll never forget, he says, until you're winning races on Sunday on TV, that stuff's not going to fly. You know what I mean? You've got to look the part. You got to be clean cut. You got to, you know what I mean? And he's right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or unless Daddy's going to write the big check, and at the time that's what people were doing. They write the big check. There's truck teams that'll take you $1 million, and they don't care if you can.
They don't care.
You can leave the house of water.
They took
you
the
know what
money.
happens?
They got the truck
when
out there.
$1 million is gone. You're gone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it's
No, and I mean, it starts from the ground up. I mean, we had a few of our go-karters at Loudon this weekend doing some things. Ariel was out there pushing Kyle Larson's car. I'm anxious to talk to her about how she got that opportunity. But, I think we have families that are understanding punks don't get there. That you gotta do the right things. And let's look at Tristan. She does the right things on track, off track,
I try
supporting
my
young
best.
girls. I mean, the giving out candy, the cookies, like just getting a fan base and doing your social media, and you present yourself well. And
and even if you can just keep your local racing, keep your sponsors local. You know what I mean?
Because they're going to throw more money at you because you are marketable. You know,
and attracting the new people and attracting a new sponsor. Because there's people out there that'll, I hear it all the time that, when we're at the Augusta show that somebody will pick up a sponsor just because of a conversation.
They had,
and
they didn't even realize who they were talking to, but because they were polite, well spoken, shook a hand. That racer might not have known exactly who that person was, and then found out, he just reached out to me because.
And I don't know if I'm 100% accurate on all the numbers and stuff, but one of the best stories was years ago when Brad Layton was running for Gardner Levitt, when he left Beach Ridge from the Limited Sportsman and went to the ACT car, and they were running in Canada. And after the race, this older couple came down and started talking to him and said, wow, you did a great job. Didn't win, finished like top 5. And Brad Layton, and I don't know if any of you know Brad personally, but very personable. One of the most personable guys you'll ever meet to this day. And talking to this older couple and, blah, blah, blah. And, you done a great job. Well, I appreciate it. And gave him the time. The guy was asking about the car and about him. And next thing you know, this guy whips out a check and writes them a check for $50,000 or something like that because he took the time to talk to them and tell them about the race and thank them for coming, and you know what I mean? And that's the stuff, and giving people the time of day and all of it.
Taking the time, conversation.
And it doesn't cost anything to be a human and be
Exactly.
just talk to them.
Yep. Yeah. You know what I mean? And putting the phone away I remember when we had our first show in Augusta, and I had a meeting with all the vendors and all the exhibitors and all of it. And I told them all, I said, listen, we're going to engage. And I used the movie Mannequin. I don't know if any of you, it's way before Tristan's time. You ever seen the movie Mannequin?
I don't think so.
You've never seen it?
I don't watch
Well,
movies.
we'll watch that after we watch Titanic. Yeah. So it's a movie about this mannequin that comes to life, like gets struck by lightning and all that. So we all got to watch it before we come back next week. All right. So she helps this guy that is shot of store displays make these cool store displays, like you see at Jordan Marsh and JCPenney's and all that. So now people are all stopping, right, and looking at this store display. And everybody's like, wow, wow, wow. Now they come into the store, right? Well, it was the same thing that I wanted at the show. The days of just throwing your schedules on the table, not being at your booth, not paying attention, not acknowledging the people walking by, sitting
looking down
behind
at
your
your
thing,
phone.
looking at your phone. I said, are gone. You need to engage in the people, because if people walk by can spend a couple minutes extra at every booth because you're answering a question or you're engaging them or you're enjoying the show, that means everybody stays a little longer. So we might not put any more people in that show, but if everybody stays 30 minutes longer, it looks busier.
and they've had a good time.
Because it looks, and now when Pat goes home and says, how was the show? Place was packed. Might not have been any more people than it was last year, but it looked packed because everybody stayed a little longer,
I mean, you might get a new fan if you, like I said, at the show, if you're
absolutely.
engaged, if they've never been to your racetrack. If you take the time and talk to them, you never know what's going to happen.
That's another thing. I mean, I have always enjoyed kind of going through the stands, kind of, even when you're just walking by, sometimes people say something and, oh, hey, I watch you race out there, and you can kind of have a conversation with them, and sometimes they'll let you know they've been watching you for a while, and it's pretty cool to meet those people.
Meet a new fan that you don't know,
And I think the kids are also really, really important. And I think I do better with the kids than probably the adults. But I think it's just because I've been there, and I know it's important to make them feel like they're at a place where they're acknowledged. There's a little girl named Ev, and I see her at Lee, I see her at Hudson, and when I'm not racing and I'm hanging out at Star, she's there too. Her and her mom, they go everywhere, and they come to just watch, just enjoy the races.
Yeah.
And it kind of started like that. Like, we just talked a little bit, or it was like a fan meet and greet thing, and now I've known her for years, and I've watched her go from this big to this tall, and I chat with her every time. I think it's important for drivers to do.
No, absolutely.
Even if you're just walking through, or I mean, I like to buy some fun little things, whether it's juice boxes or little checkered flags, and that gets their attention pretty well.
Oh yeah.
So it's not super hard. I know it's a little extra effort, but it goes a long way, and I think it'll grow the next generation a lot more than people will think.
Well, and I think that's changed the sport. And some days, it depends what day you get me. I say it's for the better, and then there's days I say it's for the worse. Because when I was a kid, the drivers were on a pedestal.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay? Because they were untouchable. They were in the pits, we were in the stands. Unless you won Junior Fan Club at Beach Ridge and was escorted over there, that's the only time you saw them. They didn't have happy half hours. They didn't have autograph sessions. They had the mall show at the beginning of the year. That was it. Unless your parents were able to get you to the pits before they went home. So they were really icons. So we only have one icon now, and that's Mr. MacArthur.
Oh, yeah.
So back then, right, they were all icons.
Yep.
Now, because of social media, because of the happy half hours, it's changed. So they're not untouchable. So I think it has helped. You know what I mean? Because it has helped grow it. You know what I mean? So
I see both sides. Yeah.
yeah,
It's a double-edged sword. It's helped it, and it's also hurt it. So it's one of them things.
yeah. You know, I mean, I really think it's probably helped it because it's brought the family atmosphere more. You know what I mean? But I remember just when I'll never forget the first time I ever met Bob Randall. No, it was Mike Johnson and Rick Zemler. Now, two guys that were winning act races. And when I first met them in person, I was in awe because they mentioned, like, they love my show, Mainly Motorsports. I was 30-something years old, 40-something. But I was in awe then because I had never met them. You know what I mean? Now, because of Mainly Motorsports and because of the show in Augusta, like, I don't have that feeling because I know, I don't want to say I know everybody, but
Well, you're more friendly with the rest
yeah,
of them.
no,
Yeah.
you know, there's none of that anymore, you know. And then you'll see some of that stuff now because people must start recognizing you. And I had it the other day when I was talking to somebody at Loudon. Somebody turned around and said, "I recognize that voice." You know what I mean? Like, I knew that voice, you know. So
Let's take another minute to thank our sponsors, Shane's of Maine and Bentley Saloon. We're going to go to a commercial break, and then we'll be back once again.
Unbelievable, affordable lobster rolls. Homemade ice cream. Seafood dinners everyone can afford. Incredible staff. There's only one place, and that's Shane's of Maine, 1491 Main Street in Sanford. Simply the best. Now available through DoorDash. good times and great live music at Bentley's Saloon. Don't miss the Cruisin' Night Tuesday car shows. Every Tuesday from 5 to 7 through September 22nd. Free to the public, no entry fees, kids welcome. And when you enter one of the shows, you'll have a chance to win a $50 gift card and receive a ticket for a chance to win a garage toolbox. Toolbox winner from Sano Napa will be announced at the end of season car show. And remember, at Bentley's, who has more fun than us?
And now, back to Mainly Motorsports.
All right.
We're back, and September 5th, the Lance Davis Luke Tangway 79-lap memorial race over at Star Speedway. And I know you got some people that have. I know you're the driving force because your dad told you.
Yeah, I had to
not drop the ball.
I had to keep it alive. But there are some people that have stepped up to make this year even more possible because with everything going on, I just wasn't in the frame of mind to get it going. So they got the ball rolling. First off, Bobby Weber, Josh Gerard, John Cashman, George Baldwin, Shane Gendron, and Chris Watson all the way up in Bangor. And he chipped in to make sure this race is going to keep going. He comes down every year and races with us. So I just wanted – I know I'm forgetting other people, but those guys were the big driving force to make sure we had a show in a couple weeks.
No, absolutely. Now the thing is just show up and support it, and that'll be good. We'll obviously promote it again next week, and next week
we got some tickets, right?
2 pairs of tickets to give away, and we'll come up with a way.
Come up with something fun.
Yeah.
Not your weight.
No, we've already done that.
So I do want to ask Pat, since Luke kind of was on you about making sure the Lance Davis Memorial didn't go away, is this going to be the inaugural Luke Tangway Lance Davis, or is this like kind of the big last dance?
Maybe if we can talk to Weber or whatever, maybe we'll keep it going. I know he would love to have it going because he never wanted that race to die. Now, if we can have him part of it, it's even more special. So
absolutely. So everybody support it.
No, absolutely. So the big thing going on this weekend is a race up in Oxford. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Really? Where's that?
The Oxford 250. I think it's the 53rd annual. Or the 53rd, 4th, I don't know. There's 50 plus of them. And every year, it don't matter if it was the street stocks was the headline event, if it was bicycles, it's the 250. And it kicks off Wednesday with Meteor Day. And then Friday night, they got a pass race. And then the MRS is in action. And then Saturday, highlight event is the ACT, which them guys,
they're just phenomenal.
They're phenomenal. I think they had a 200-lap race over in Montmagny that went green to checkered.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Caden Fisher picked up the win. So that'll be good. And then obviously Sunday, right now they got 52 entries. They'll probably be a little shy of that because some have dropped out. Some of the highlight entries coming up from down south was Casey Roderick, going to be driving a second car out of the Kate Ray stable. Caden Quapple for driving for Archie St. Hilaire. And today, Bubba Pollard just signed up. So he's everybody knows him. But everybody just knows, Bubba. And just he's there. He greets the people.
He's so just friendly.
So popular. And
he's another one that does it right. He gets himself out there and promotes everything. So.
It's funny. We met him at the Derby.
At the Derby, yeah.
So it's funny that.
I mean, he probably doesn't remember us or me year after year, but he always acts like he does, and he's very.
Well, you'll know
sweet.
if he calls you Ma.
I
right?
know. I don't want to hear it, but
he calls her Ma, then he knows he remembers her.
Yeah.
But you can watch it if you can't be in attendance. It's streamed on Racing America.
It's a 3-day package, which you can buy each day.
Yeah, each day.
Whichever works for you.
I think the street stocks and the limited sportsmen have a triple crown deal. So I mean, there's just over the last few years they've really upped their game and made it a weekend. You know what I mean? And some people only come for the Friday deal with the MRS. Some only come for Sunday. Debbie forces us to go up all weekend. We're going Thursday, and we'll be there till Monday.
Yeah.
So.
And then again about the media day, that starts at noon. In case anybody wants to go, it's open to the public.
Open to the public, and they ask questions, and then you can ask questions and meet the drivers, and it's a good time, and it's right on. I think either
it's right in the foreturn
over
by the bar. Yeah.
Yep. So Yeah. So I'd ask people who their thoughts are on the win.
I know.
I'd ask Greg. Right.
We should make
Greg.
a.
Greg. No. Greg.
Well,
will pick
Greg's going to go with.
his guy.
And honestly, I think I might have gone with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some tough ones.
Yeah. So it's.
I mean, is it going to be DJ's year finally?
I mean, he's finished on the podium like 7 times.
Yeah.
You know, and
then Gabe's always right there.
a guy like that, he wins it when you least expect it. You know
But
what I mean?
he's been there at the end every race this year. Like he's just there, and then at the end, boom.
The 300, he made the pass with like 1 or 2 to go, and if the rain had come like 30 seconds earlier, he wouldn't have, because he would have, the rain would have come and they would have had to cancel the race. And there's so many guys, and then obviously you need luck. You make that pit stop, and then you get caught up in a wreck. And
let's face it, your day is made with the luck of the starting position in the heat race. That sets the tone for your day for everybody.
Especially now, because the crate motors, it just, you can't just set out and go.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And I really believe my pick, if he can ever keep his head on, is Jimmy Renfro.
Yeah.
But he always feels like at lap 60 he's got to go try to win this thing, and
gets a little mad at
he
somebody.
gets into car wars with somebody, and wants to try to move somebody when he doesn't need to move them. But this is the only race I know of that's paying $100 a lap every lap you lead. So you go
They
lead
wanna
60
get out
laps.
there, yeah.
That's $6,000. So sometimes that can play with somebody's.
And I think he's been around the block enough. He's starting to put that together, so he might surprise you this weekend. You never know.
Yeah,
You
no,
never
he's fast.
Yeah.
And
Well, there's Gabe Brown. He just hasn't had much luck this year with things, right? But he's always somebody to
and
think
then
of. And
Johnny Clark, and and then
and then we got our own Mike Rowe. Wouldn't that be a story? Wouldn't that be a story?
yeah, 76 years old.
And then you can't count on people like Eddie. He's been
Eddie's
there. He knows
there,
how to put it together from the beginning to end. He just
Doesn't
might
have
not be
to
the
have the best
fastest.
car,
Just he'll make
but
it
he'll
get there.
he'll be there when the time comes, And then Joey Dwyron.
Well, last year he was the story because he wasn't going to race. Then he got put in at the last minute. This year he hasn't had the greatest, but he's like the under. Nobody's thinking of him.
Nobody's talking about him, and you always have that guy. Nobody's talking about him, and then he shows up, and then he's a threat. So it's just one of those races. You know what I mean? Everybody, just gets excited about it. And then all the guys on the undercard. That's it. It's like anything. When being at Oktoberfest or the Star Classic. Which is coming up in 3 or 4 weeks.
All the big things.
Yeah, this is the time of year where everything gets.
Seems like every track has their marquee event, and they all start in this time of year. Like you got the 250, then you got the Star Classic, the Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest,
You
the
got
Boss
Boss
Hog,
Hog.
and then I know up in Groveton they got something going on, the Humphreys, and then everybody's got their little niche, and it's.
I like fall racing the best anyway. I just
you're not sitting in the
heat.
and
My pick for the 250, which no one's mentioned yet, has to be the showstopper, Bobby MacArthur.
Oh, I didn't see that he has
What is-
registered
Well,
yet.
according to his merchandise, he would have won 4 times now.
I don't know
if
that
he
he's ever even
continued
stepped
racing.
foot
I
on
I used to have a
Oxford.
buddy, right, Danny Poulin. I say he's still my buddy, but
Like what happened?
we used to call him a 3-time on paper champion because he showed us, like, he would figure out like this and this and this on paper why he was a champion. You know what I mean?
But yet he.
So he was only the 3-time on paper champion, but MacArthur has outdone him. And then I saw a picture this week that MacArthur was in a big block super at Star back when
I don't know.
back before he owned
He's
it or
got
something.
good photography editing skills.
Like he's the king of AI or
Something.
so. I don't know. If
Enough
he's-
of him.
If he's there,
So-
I'll get a picture of him for you with me and
No,
him.
thank you.
All right. It sounds like a
I
plan.
don't know. It's $125 for a 3-day pass, so
He probably can't afford it.
Yeah.
no, I'll pay his way in
Don't
so we can
you
hang out with
even.
him.
Don't you even.
Pat, do you have anything else about the Luke Tangway Lance Davis
Yeah, we got
Memorial?
a minute
you wanna...
left here.
I just from the bottom of my heart, got to thank anybody that's chipped in to do anything just to keep this race going. My dad just loved it, and just the outpouring of the stories I've heard that I didn't even remember from when my dad was around. So it's a lot of fun, and I want to just appreciate everybody and say
Now, are you
thanks.
running it?
Yes, we're actually going to have My old car, Robbie's going to drive my old car, and we're going to paint it purple to look like my dad's very first hobby stock. And then my car, I'm getting it lettered up to look like the very last car that he drove.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
And then we just painted my nephew's car to look like his Crown Vic, to look like my dad's 98 hobby stock. So we're going to have all 3 cars
that's
represented.
Oh.
So
Not only in the street stock division, but throughout other divisions that
Yep,
night is
yep.
kind of a
that
memorial,
ties it all
kind of
in.
little
That's
Lou
pretty
to,
cool.
And
to
then-
Luke Tangway.
And then Bobby's going to let my mom throw the green flag in the street stock
Aw.
race.
That's
So,
cool.
yep. It'll be kind of cool.
So it's going to be a big night.
Big night. We'll have to
Yeah.
make
Should
sure.
be a-
Yeah.
Should be a good car count.
I really hope so. If anything, I would love to see 20 plus cars. I think
Oh,
it'd
I
be
would
great.
imagine.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
bringing 3, right?
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Hopefully
Yeah.
we can pack
There
the
we
place.
go.
No, well, good. Well, we appreciate you taking
thank
the
you for
time
having
and
me.
coming in, and yeah, it was good to get the information out. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
And next week we're gonna have the tickets.
yeah, we'll figure
Giveaway.
out
2
something.
pairs of tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people start putting your
Win a
thinking
pair of
hats on
tickets
about
and
that. Yeah.
a date with the girls. That'd be perfect, right?
We just talked about this, Steve.
She's
no.
not
We
looking
try-
to
yeah.
date, and I don't want to get in the dating pool. So.
Well, I thought you were throwing me out, and she's just going to clean my house.
Well, no, there's plenty that might
Oh, here we go.
All right.
both of us, but we're both not into that.
No.
We're done. So
Well, thank you
anyway,
everyone
it was
for
a
watching.
great show.
Thank you, Pat,
Yeah.
for coming in.
Thank you very much.
And next is
Casey Kasem.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Can't miss it. 7 o'clock.
thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Roll with Chowder is $14.99 every day.
Shane's of Maine, the best.
This is 104.3 The Go.